Connecting with Angels with Barbara Gulbranson today on the Universal Learning Series radio show. I'm your host, Sandy Andrew. Welcome. Have you ever wondered if angels are real, where they are, and what they do? In the new book, Angel Talk, 5 Easy Steps for Connecting with Your Angels, you may learn who angels are, how they help you, and the 5 easy steps for connecting with these celestial friends through the enlightening Angel Talk program. In the book, you'll find uplifting true stories from people who have had remarkable angel encounters and received life-changing messages from their guardian angels. You'll ascertain how angels help people in healing their physical bodies, living their life's dreams, averting danger, creating loving relationships, and following divine guidance. In this spiritual book by Barbara Gulbranson, she reveals the extraordinary Angel Talk program and gives clear step-by-step instructions that will help you see, hear, feel, and know your angels. Barbara Gulbranson has appeared on WFLA's daytime TV show. She has also been featured in publications such as South Bend Tribune and the St. Petersburg Times. Please visit Barbara's website, liveyourjoy.org. And let's say hello to Barbara.
Hi, Sandy. It's wonderful to be here again.
Thanks for coming on to the show again, Barbara.
You're welcome.
Right. Let's start at the top. So who are angels? Big question, I know, but let's see what you can do.
Okay. The angels, they are messengers of God. In fact, the word angel comes from the Greek word angelos, which means messenger. So angels, they are made up of love, light, and intelligence, and they're aspects of the one source. Now, angels, they're transdenominational, so they don't belong to any one religion. They're not exclusive to one belief system. Some people think that angels are dead people who turn into angels, but that's not the case. They're actually celestial beings in their own right. They don't usually take human form, but from time to time there'll be an incarnate angel that comes in an earthly form, so to speak, to do a specific task. And there's 2 stories of that in the book of incarnate angels. And angels are here to guide us and protect us and help us and all those good things. They're our celestial friends.
Barbara, are you saying that angels are different spiritually from those of us who are walking the earth right now?
Well, we're all aspects of the one God, the one heart, the one mind. So we all are divine, but they operate at a different vibrational frequency. So they're beings of light and love, but we're all aspects of the divine.
So gosh knows what we are then with all our spiteful and hateful acts here on earth, then, eh? Let's move on.
I think we're moving to being more and more love and light-filled, don't you, Sandy?
Well, I certainly think there's more awareness of it and there's more discussion of it now, which discussion, awareness, attraction leads to those things. So, yes. Now, you write also in your book about the angelic kingdom. I found that very interesting, Barbara. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the angelic kingdom is certain orders of angels. They're made up of certain spheres. They're called spheres, like the seraphim, the cherubim, the thrones. They're different orders of angels, and the dominions, virtues, powers, and that's all detailed in the book. But the orders of angels also include the archangels and the guardian angels. And the guardian angels are closest to the human race out of all of the angels because they come here to work with us and to love us and to guard us. So they're the closest to us. And the archangels oversee the guardian angels. So they're bigger and more powerful, and each archangel has a specialty that, for example, Ariel, she helps with the environment. So if you're working on an environmental project, she might be someone that you want to connect with.
Okay. Barbara?
Your guardian angel, let me just say that the guardian angels, they love you unconditionally, and we all have at least one guardian angel. Usually we have more than one, but you have at least one who's with you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when you're sleeping. So that guardian angel has been with you since the beginning of your creation and stays with you throughout all your lifetimes. And even if you don't believe in reincarnation, that guardian angel would be with you all the time. And that one loves you, guides you, and protects you. And that's the one that's closest to you.
Okay, Barbara, before we talk about how angels communicate with us and your Angel Talk program specifically, we have got a serious backlog of people calling to speak to you. Okay. And we'll take a couple of these calls. Let's see here. Hello, is this Cece?
Yes.
Hi, Cece. Please give your question to Barbara.
Hi, Cece.
Yes. Oh, hi, Barbara. Hi. Yes, I have a question, and I wanted to know the names of my angels and also how many there might be, and if they had any messages for me, especially related to my next step as far as career, because I'm very fuzzy about that.
Okay, so let me just see if I could respond to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I'm just getting is that you should trust your divine guidance about your career and to be patient. I don't know why I'm getting that, to be patient. If I don't know if you've been looking at different things or that kind of thing, but to be patient and trust that divine guidance, and when you hear or feel some kind of guidance in that area, to go with it, to trust it and move forward.
Oh.
Okay, does that answer your question?
Well, I was just wondering what my angels' names were,
as far
actually.
As the names are, what I would suggest is for you to ask that question on your own, and that will come to you. Just, you could even write on a piece of paper before going to sleep at night, what are your names, and you will get some kind of a sign of what their names are.
Oh. Are there any certain number, though?
I'm getting a feeling that you have 3.
3? Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Cece. Thanks for answering them questions there, Barbara. Okay. So you've got in your book how angels communicate with us. What do you talk about there?
Well, there's 4 main ways in which the angels communicate with us. And like we were just talking with Cece, to really be aware of how you receive these messages. One way is called clairaudience, which means clear hearing. That's the way that I mainly get my communication from angels. When I do spiritual coaching or angel readings, I hear the messages in my mind. It means that your astral ear is in tune with the higher vibratory rates of the angelic realm, so you hear beyond the typical range of sound. This is the rarest form of communication. I've heard these messages since I was a child, but I didn't know what they were, and I certainly never talked about it. And then one time I told an intuitive friend, oh, I hear messages, and she says, oh, you're clairaudient. And I didn't even know that it had a name or it was anything. So if you hear messages, that is clairaudient. So you need to listen. I've even had a clairaudient experience at Starbucks, which is explained in the book, that I heard something very clearly in Starbucks. Clairvoyance is the second way, which is clear seeing. So you might see angels. Sometimes you see them as a colored mist, or you can even see them in your mind's eye. People expect to see an angel like a person, but sometimes you see it in your mind's eye or even during meditation or sleeping. And a lot of times today, angels are showing up in photography as an orb of light, beautiful light. When I was ordained as a minister, the photos were taken, and after they were, developed, there were these beautiful orbs of light. That's angels making their presence known. So if you have a vision while you're sleeping or in meditation, don't discount it as illusion or something. Pay attention, because sometimes that's when the vision comes. Clairsentience is clear feeling. That's the most common way that people sense their angels, and sometimes they sense a loved one who has made their transition. There could be no words, but there's just like a feeling. Did you ever get a sudden surge of inspiration or happiness or hope? So you have this clear feeling, and you might feel like someone's touched you. I had a visitation from Ascended Master Jesus Christ, which is explained in my first book, Live Your Joy, but I felt his hand touch. Not only did I see the vision, I felt a hand on top of my head, and that part of it is clear feeling. The fourth way they communicate with us is claircognizance, which is clear knowing. Did you ever just know something, but you don't know how you know it? Maybe you never learned about it in school, but it comes as a thought. And a lot of times, like an inventor or an author or a visionary will have this knowing. And actually what they're doing is they're accessing information from the universal subjective mind, which has all information in it. And if you have an idea that comes to you as clear knowing, it's really important to act on it, because if you ignore it, somebody else will tap into it. So this clear knowing is another way that we get these communications from angels. And that's the four ways that they communicate with us.
Interesting stuff. All right, Barbara, let's take another caller here. Hello, do you have a question for Barbara Gulbranson? Looks like that we lost that one there, Barbara.
Okay.
Hello, do you have a question for Barbara?
Yes, I do. I'm Tina from California.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, blessings. I really appreciate you sharing about angels and how to communicate with them. And I've seen misty fluorescent blue mixed in with a beautiful light green. I've had all kinds of different encounters throughout my life, but what's interesting is usually I'm going through something pretty significant and maybe having some issues with digesting my life around me, maybe a painful situation, and it's very personal and complex, but I think it's wonderful that you're sharing how to connect with angels, and I wanted to know if you have an encounter maybe you could share that wasn't in your book. Maybe, I don't know if you wrote about your first time maybe having one appear to you, whether it was an energy form, a dream, or a physical manifestation, and would you care to share that or feel comfortable?
Yeah, I can, and it's not in the book.
Oh, wonderful! Because it's kind of hard to wrap your mind around it, but it's also so profound and such a defining moment. I really appreciate it. Thank you for doing this.
And I wanted to say that when you see deep blue, it's Archangel Michael, and when you see green, you might already know this. It's Archangel Raphael. So.
Oh my gosh, I got chills because I specifically asked for those two.
Did
I'm
you?
asking. Yes, and I also asked for Uriel, Raphael, Gabriel, actually, because I actually dreamed that he told me, "Be not afraid of change, Tina, for I will be with you." And that was in 2010, and I've been going through, just seeking my purpose, my soul's purpose, and actually working through my energy body and releasing what no longer serves me. I'm sort of in that whole process currently. I'm shifting.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you can share will help with what it was like for you, and because your life does change if you decide that this is what you would like. And for me, I'm asking, and I'm open to whatever ways it's going to come, because I can at times hear or see, and a lot of the times I just want to make sure I'm safe. I just want to make sure I'm safe, and I miss them too.
Yeah, I would say to just say a prayer to Archangel Michael that he guards you and protects you, and then you'll know that you are safe.
Oh, thank you for that. So
yeah.
What was it like for you? And when you,
I've always heard messages, but my first, my visual, this is not the one that's not in the book, is I had a clairvoyant experience where I was actually sleeping and I saw a vision of the most beautiful angel, and he was very big and beautiful and opalescent, and I was walking in a forest, and I just came upon this radiance that they were like sparks of light dancing on his white robes, and he had these big wings. And I think I do talk about him in the book, but not this particular experience in the forest of seeing him. And you just feel this sense of ecstasy. It's like rapture or ecstasy that you can't describe when you come in contact. I had the same experience when I came in contact with Jesus, that feeling of ecstasy. And that is the same angel that was with me in Starbucks that time, and I have felt his particular presence many times. But I doubted if that was real at first, but you know it's real when you could remember it 15 years later. Because if you think of a dream, you might remember a dream when you wake up in the morning, but you don't really remember it 15 years later. And when it's so vivid, you just know that it's a real bona fide vision. And it was life-changing, like you say.
Yeah, have you seen him in robes at all? Because I once saw somebody who appeared to be 8 or 9 feet tall in a long white monk's robe, and I was quite startled just at the size. I mean,
yes.
Not that there was,
Yeah, and the archangels are particularly large. I don't know if it was an archangel or not, but yeah, a white robe, but like opalescent with sparkles of glimmering lights on it. Like, you think of an opal stone. That's sort of how that is radiant. Like that.
Yes. And
so
it was the angel of
You,
transition.
Tina, I just want to say to you, don't doubt your experiences.
Thank you for that. No, they're really, I died when I was 10, and I had an amazing, amazing near-death experience, and I still remember everything the angel told me when I was a 10-year-old little girl screaming for my parents and didn't know where I was because I had drowned in a pool at a Bible camp. And she was so loving, and she just told me that all those that I love would come through this light, that is how it has always been done, and that is how it will always be. Well, I didn't respond to her. I continued to scream for my parents because I seriously was afraid I would never see the people that I love again, and that's all I cared about. And she said, look into the light, for the truth is in the light. And when I looked up, I saw the light that was really far away because I was in this really misty tunnel of white light, but it just seemed to go everywhere. It was in front of me, and I asked if I would see the people that I love, and I was told yes, and I believe I merged because it was like a euphoric state, and I remember letting out a sigh, and I didn't want to come back here, but I was told it wasn't my time, and this is back in 78, and I was sent back, and remember them doing CPR on my lifeless body before everything went black, and I could actually feel the air moving between my lips, and I wasn't really allowed to talk about it, but when I turned 40, I started to speak out about my experiences because I just felt like I was awakened through a negative experience that actually happened to be a blessing, and I found out my strength in it, and I also began to see the importance of sharing. And so by you writing this book and you coming on and speaking to us how we can connect to our angels, I just wanted to say thank you so much because you are helping so many people. You're planting seeds. And I just want to say thank you for sharing, and I wish you many blessings, and was an honor to talk to you today, and thank you so much for letting me ask a question and make a comment at the same time.
Thank you, Tina.
Thanks, Tina.
Namaste.
Okay, Barbara, you're exploring the spiritual universe, and everyone's loving you for it. That's great. So, okay. Angel Talk program, Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned in your book you have to prepare for it before you embark on the 5 steps. How does a person prepare for the Angel Talk program?
Well, the most important thing is to have an open heart and to have feelings of love towards the angels and to God, towards your Creator, and to cultivate peace. And part of the Angel Talk program talks about elevating your vibration, but there is a grounding meditation in the book, which is very long, so I won't go into it here, but that grounding meditation gets you ready for your angel encounters. You don't have to do it every time. You could do it once a week, or you could do it whenever you wish, but it's a very deep meditation that balances your physical body, your emotional body, and your spiritual body to get you ready to connect with your angels. Your angels are always there. They're just waiting for you to open the door to connect with them. They are here to guide you and assist you. And all they want, it's like they're waiting outside a glass window, just waving at you. And all you have to do is open that window an inch, and they rush in to assist you. But you must make the call. So you want to get yourself ready emotionally, spiritually, and even physically. There's ways to raise your vibration physically so that you're closer to the angelic realm, and there could be this two-way connection and communication.
Ask and thou shalt receive, something
Right.
like that.
Right. Do you want to talk about that first step, or you want to talk about something else?
Let's talk about that.
Okay, well, the first step is ask for assistance. Now, the Angel Talk program is very easy, and it's what I've used myself, and anyone can do it. It's so simple, so basic, and you say, well, why haven't I done this all along? All you have to do is ask. That's the easiest thing. But you might be saying, well, why should I ask? Angels are here to help me. They should just help me. The only thing with that is we have something called free will, and you've heard about free will before. They don't interfere with your free will. There are times when angels will come and help you without you asking. If it's about your time to make your transition and it's not your time, you have an accident or something like that, and it's not time to go, they will rush in and help. But for the most part, you need to make the call. So that's all you have to do is ask. They're waiting for you to ask. They want our conscious cooperation with them. That brings them great joy when we consciously connect with them. It's very sad to my heart that there are people who don't connect with their angels, because you could live a life in pure joy, and every situation that comes up, challenges just dissolve, and you have this divine guidance, and you live from a different state of being. So the first and most easy step is just to ask. Now, some people like to write it down and put it under their pillow at night, or you could just simply ask the question. You could do that grounding meditation and simply put the question out there. And you could ask anything you want. I talk to them all day long. It's endless for everything. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not bothering. You won't be bothering them.
Okay. All right, folks, we are talking with Barbara Gulbransen on her brand new book, Angel Talk, 5 Easy Steps for Connecting with Your Angels. Now, we're talking about the 5 steps now. So, step 1 was ask for assistance. Step 2 is notice the answers. Tell us about that, Barbara.
Yeah, could you imagine if you would ask and then not notice the answer when it comes along? You want to really notice the answer and be in tune. So if you say I think it was Cece asked what her angels' names are, all she has to do is put that question out there, and then she will get the answer She might open up a magazine and see something in writing and know that that's the answer, or she might hear it. That answer will come to her. So you'll notice it. You might get a feeling in your gut. Remember, they communicate through feelings. You might get an idea. Here's how I got a message once. I was debating whether to go to Fairfield, Iowa on an intensive meditation retreat. And I was going back and forth. Should I go? Shouldn't I go? All these reasons. And I had to go pick up my daughter at school, and I brought a magazine. And I'm in the parking lot, and I'm leafing through this magazine. And all of a sudden, I look at something, a pretty planter, and it was called the Fairfield. And the Fairfield appeared 10 times. I counted it on that page, 10 times. Now, if that's not an answer, and I did go, and it was fabulous, but if that's not an answer, I don't know what is. And these, if you don't, you need to notice. You might hear something in a movie that's like a message to you, or a book opens. These are not coincidences, like a book opens to a certain page. So when you ask, what I'm suggesting you do, I'm inviting you to do, is to listen. Messages might come when you're most tranquil, too. That's why it's good to have some silence during the day. I've gotten messages weeding my garden, driving, washing the dishes, times that just your mind is not, very busy. So it's very good to have periods of silence during the day. You don't have to have long periods of silence, and I'm talking about apart from meditation. We should meditate every day, but just sometimes have some quiet time so the messages can come through, that your mind's not cluttered.
Good. Okay, step 3 is give thanks.
Yes. Now, I guess we've heard a lot about gratitude, and I really can't say enough about gratitude. It's one of the most powerful keys to spiritual progress. A heart filled with thanksgiving really overjoys with love and blessings. Can we be grateful for what we want to see in our lives even before we see it take form? I mean, that's gratitude. I express gratitude to nature all around me. When I pass the orchids in my home, I say thank you for sharing your beauty with me. I'm grateful for nature. I'm grateful for everything in my life. We could even be grateful when things aren't going well. There are times when we could be at it seems like our darkest moment, and yet there is something in that there's thanksgiving. And thank your angels for assisting you in your life. Every morning, say thank you. Acknowledge them every day, and you will have this deepening connection. They're always there, so you're going to have a deepening connection by being thankful to the angels and to God. Have a grateful heart. Live from that vantage point.
Step 4 in the process, Barbara, is elevate your vibration.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Well, I touched upon that a little bit. Vibration, we all operate according to a frequency. And like the angels and the ascended masters have a very high vibratory rate. And ours is more dense and slower because we're on this earth. So there are ways to raise that, because if we raise our vibration up, and then the angels will slow theirs down a little bit, and then we would meet in the middle and have an angel encounter. And in the book, I give details about tips for raising your vibration. Do we have time for me to give a few, Sandy?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
yes.
A few. Okay. One very important way to raise your vibration is to spend time in nature. Get away from the computer, and whether you live in a city or not, or you live in a natural setting, you could always go to a park or the woods. And in the garden and the woods, do you ever feel peaceful? That's because the angels and nature spirits really are there. They love flowers and the fragrant perfumes of nature. In the winter, here in Indiana, we got 106 inches of snow last year. So I'm always having house plants and blooming orchids and blooming flowers in my home, bringing that nature in. You could even create a garden specifically for the angels and the nature spirits. and have, it would just have a beautiful feeling. Another way to raise your vibration is to use affirmations, which I'm sure most of the listeners are familiar with that. If you're not, they're powerful, positive statements of truth that can be spoken out loud, and they raise your vibration because they eliminate negative thinking and negative talk. So we always want to put them in the I am voice, and that it would be a positive statement of truth. Eat right, eat healthy, increase alkaline foods. What you eat can lower your vibration. So I'm suggesting that you eat like a lot of vegetables, grains, fruits, and if you do eat meat, to purchase organic meats and bless it, thank the animal for giving its life before you eat it. Play music. That's another way to raise your vibration. I have a Joy Toolkit, which I teach in my Live Your Joy workshops, and in my Joy Toolkit, there's music that elevates your vibration because angels love the sounds of music. So play it and dance and enjoy it. And let's see, there's some more. Well, remove the clutter from your life. Angels like light, airy spaces. Have you ever had a cluttered room and then you remove the clutter and you feel like, oh, I can breathe? Well, yeah, angels don't. They like the clutter-free, the light, airy spaces. So we want to get rid of anything that weighs you down, and clear the clutter. Another way to raise your vibration, be in service to others. That is perhaps one of the most important things we could do. Do some kind of work that's in service for others, help other people or animals or the environment. So those are some of the ways that you can elevate your vibration. And of course, for me, I'm forgetting one of the most important ones, to meditate daily. You can't have me on the show without me talking about meditation, Sandy. It's not going to happen. Because I can't stress enough that meditation not only raises your vibration, but it increases your intuitive abilities, those 4 things we talked about, like clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, and clairsentience. So meditation is, you might not get messages from angels during meditation. It might happen after you've meditated. It could happen during, but the effects after you meditate are very powerful, like during the day. So you wake up in the morning, you meditate, and then during the day you feel these effects. So those are some of the ways to elevate that vibration.
Step 5 in your process, on the final step, is love your Creator and the angels.
Yeah. Angels love and peace. And they're made up of pure love and light and intelligence. And everything that they do is for love and service to God. So it's important for us to love, because if we have hate, resentment, greed, grudges, criticism, that's a barrier between us and the angelic realm. It doesn't gel to go together. So when you release those limitations and embrace the love, you open your heart to see and feel the angel. So always bring your energy back to love if you're feeling in a judgmental place or a critical place or a stressful place. Expanding love also encompasses being forgiving. That's very important, to be forgiving. And if you come in contact with people, if you're having trouble with forgiveness and you're coming in contact with people who are negative, you can call on the angels to surround you with white light protection. I call on Archangel Michael if I'm around negative people to protect me and keep me safe and to shield me from negativity. Because sometimes in life we do meet up with people who are negative. It could be a relative. It could be somebody in the workplace. It happens. But you could wake up and say an affirmation in the morning: I give and receive love fully and freely. That's an example of an affirmation and a way to open your heart to love. I tell the angels I love them all the time. I have prayers. I have sample prayers in the book to the archangels, and I believe most of them say I love you, because those are the prayers that I say that I shared with you in this book. And I always tell the angels that I love them and I love the divine presence. You will be enfolded in unlimited love, and your desires will manifest just like that when you're coming from a place of love.
As is always the case. Okay. Do you have a question here for Barbara?
Hello.
Hi. Do you have a question for Barbara?
Yeah, I just wanted to know if she has any messages from my angel.
What's your name?
Donna.
Donna. And you're just wondering if there's a message?
Yeah.
Do you have a specific question or just...
Not really. Is it better if I had a specific question?
No, I was just wondering if I had a specific question. Let me just see, okay?
Sure.
I'm getting something around love. We were just talking about love, but I'm getting something about being very open to love. I don't know if you're having any challenges in that area, but
okay.
I'm just getting the message to keep your heart open to love and new love.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. Like, as far as just any type of love, or like a relationship, or just friendship?
Well, I'm getting a relationship.
Huh.
I don't know. Are you already married?
No. I have a boyfriend now, but I don't think there's a future in it. So maybe that's confirming. Yeah, confirming that's probably
And also, you could ask Archangel Chamuel to help you with finding a new soulmate, or in the love, anything in the love area.
Oh, Samuel?
Chamuel.
Oh, Chamuel. Okay.
Yeah, he governs love, and if you want to improve existing relationships or find a life partner, enlist his assistance.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
great. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay, let's take another caller here, Barbara. Hi, do you have a question for Barbara? Hello? Oh, looks like we lost that one there. Boy, busy night on the switchboard, Barbara. Yeah, we do. And I didn't advertise any callers.
I mentioned it on Facebook, but I don't think these are my Facebook people. So I don't know. The angels must have told them to call in.
That's right. Yeah, word gets around, eh?
Number, yeah.
Well, if you're doing good for folks, that's a good thing. Okay, now there's a couple of the last two chapters in your book is titled "Creating Planetary Peace" and "Talk with the Angels, Feel the Joy." Let's wrap up the show by talking about them two chapters, Barbara.
Well, equally important than asking for individual help is to ask for help for our planet. When one of us calls, when there's a tragedy on planet Earth, we stand out like a beacon of light amid the shadows of human miscreation. We stand out. So we want to create peace on our planet also. So many times people come to me and say, what can we do when there's a tragedy? What can we do when there's an oil spill? There's so much you can do. Pray. Ask the angels to come and bring healing. When you see things going on in the government, ask the angels to come and shed their light and have peace on earth. And you could affirm love and light flows to heal the situation. We all really need to do this now because we want to create heaven on earth. So when you see these things going on earth, you're not helpless. The most powerful thing you can do. Now, just call on the angels. Call on the Ascended Masters. Call on the angels. And if you call on them, legions of angels will rush to the scene to bring healing, light, and love. So we are not helpless. That's very important to do. We wanted to talk with the angels, feel the joy.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Yes.
The Angel Talk program, when you start using this easy program, and there's some more things in the book about the program. We just really hit the basics here. But it's not any more difficult than this. But you will live a life filled with love and joy. You'll manifest your desires, resolve challenges, grow in consciousness, increase love. You'll just see your dreams take place, but you're going to live from a place of joy, indescribable joy when you implement the Angel Talk program. And it'll just become natural to be walking with the angels, to never be alone, to know that you're not alone, and to have this interaction daily. I mean, can you really grasp that and imagine having these celestial friends with you all the time? You're never alone. And you will live life totally different than anything you've ever known before. Now, a lot of people out there, listeners, I'm sure already connect with angels. Use this program to deepen your connection and watch what happens. And let me know. Email me. Go to my website, liveyourjoy.org, and email me, because I would love to hear from you.
You can buy Barbara's book, Angel Talk, 5 Easy Steps for Connecting with Your Angels, on her website. If you click the book image on the website of the Universal Learning Series, it will take you straight to the buy page on Barbara's site. So nice and easy way of getting hold of a copy of the ebook. Barbara, we do have 2 callers here. I would like to take their questions, if you don't mind, just for another few minutes.
Sure.
Okay. Do you have a question for Barbara?
Hi, I'm sorry. It's just Tina listening over the lines, if I could. I'm so sorry. I don't have my computer on.
That's all right.
I don't want to miss anything.
Oh, hello, Tina. Nice to hear from you again. Okay.
Hi. I'm sorry. I'll hit mute. Namaste.
That's okay. Thank you. Thank you. I thought I recognized the number there, Barbara.
Okay.
So, but in any case, all right. Let's see who this one is. Hello, do you have a question for Barbara?
Yes. If you have a family member that, for example, you're concerned about them getting employment and they haven't been employed, can you ask angels for assistance in that way?
Oh,
for
yes.
somebody else?
Yes, you can. I'm trying to think how I would word that. I would say something like, angels, please help. Please lend your assistance to the person so that this unfolds in the best way possible. I wouldn't tell the angels exactly what it should look like, but I would enlist their help in guiding this person and opening up doors, because you can't interfere with the person's free will. So if you call in an angel, it's not going to mess with their free will, because that just can't happen. But you can ask for general guidance for the person.
That sounds good. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Barbara, let's talk about one more thing here about your book. Throughout the manuscript, there's quite a bunch of true stories, or people's stories, about their experiences. Can you talk about one of those experiences here?
One of the people's experiences, or one of my own, or it doesn't matter?
One of the people's experiences.
One of the ones, they're all amazing, but I think Mary Lou's experience is quite remarkable. She's a realtor, and she went into a model home because it was her time to show it, and it was pretty deserted, and she saw a truck pull up, and she didn't think anything of it. And she was in the house, turning on the lights, getting ready to sit there for the open house, and she heard a voice, clear as could be, say, "Get out." And she knew it was her guardian angel, and then it said, "Get out now." And she just rushed out of the house. She knew she was in danger. She knew it. She just rushed out of the house, and this truck had been, like, circling really slowly, like the guy was about to go in the house, and somehow she rushed out and got in her car and got away. She knew she was in grave danger, and it wasn't like something that she would imagine she was a realtor. She went to houses all the time. And she said had she not listened to that voice, she doesn't know what would have happened because she just heard it, and there was no way she could not listen to that voice. And she got out of there, and she was safe. She got to safety immediately. And that story, actually, I've heard Mary Lou tell that story in person, and she tells it much better than I do. So, because it happened to her. But that story really, it's very powerful. So it just reminds us to listen, to always listen. And when we don't listen, sometimes we do get in danger and get in trouble. I have a story in there of a time when I did not listen. And luckily the friend who was with me was listening because we averted danger because I just wasn't. I heard the message, and I wasn't paying any attention. So that's a good reminder.
Free will, baby.
That's right.
Indeed.
That keeps coming up, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does, and it always will.
Yeah.
I think planet Earth is a dimension of spiritual learning, and we are all here to learn, and free will plays a major part in it. Major part. Without that, the sensations wouldn't be real. The pain wouldn't be real. The love wouldn't be real. And the lessons wouldn't be real. So, you have been listening to Barbara Gulbranson. Her new book is Angel Talk, 5 Easy Steps for Connecting with Your Angels. Barbara, best of luck with your book and your program. I'm sure it's going well already and will continue to do so.
Thank you, and I encourage people to get in touch and tell me their angel stories, and if they have questions after hearing the show, I email them back.
All right. Thanks very much, Barbara, for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Universal Learning Series radio show, where we discover the spiritual and scientific universe.